I remember leaving my first job in 2 months because I thought it just wasn't worth it. In my head, I had the transaction charted out very clearly. This is my compensation package, which I saw only in terms of the money I was getting, and I'm being given this in exchange for the time I put in. And this is the time I put in, and oh my God, it's totally not worth it. I can't be doing, this from morning to night and be getting this. This exchange doesn't work for me. Um, that's a very limited way, though, of looking at the work relationships. I'm not too sure why I saw it that way. Perhaps I was young, perhaps I was naive, perhaps I was trained to do so, perhaps the word compensation itself had something to do with it. I mean, think of it, when there's a train accident or an earthquake or something happens and the government issues compensation packages to people who have died or been injured. It's like they're compensating for your loss. So it's almost like the organizations come and say, hey, you know what? You're spending your time with us and you're losing something, and we're going to compensate you for your loss. Maybe I don't know why it was, but that was a very narrow way in which I defined it, and it didn't work for me. I'm going to invite you today to look at how you can possibly see your relationship with your organization in a different way and see how that works out for you. Um, Something very interesting which I came across during my research on organizations and the employer relationship is the concept of ROTI, which is return on time invested. Uh, Again, this is still going in line with the same compensation idea, but the invitation in this model is at least to look at the return that you get on your time invested, not just in terms of pay, but also in terms of other aspects like learning, like enjoyment, like making friendships, relationships, having fun at work, and a whole variety of different things. If I had access to this concept, of looking at the return on my time invested in terms of not just the money that the organization was giving me, but also in terms of how much fun am I having, the enjoyment, the learning, I might have not resigned in 2 months. I might have looked at my work experience very differently. I'm going to stretch this a little further now and ask you to actually see if you can, drastically turn around this employee employer contract and the way we see it in our heads, this relationship, to see if you can make your employer or the organization work for you. What do I mean? Um, well, think of it this way. If you have a personal agenda, you have a mission, you have a passion, you have something that's really interesting and important to you, and you want to do it, but you can't do it alone. So you need to go out and find people to do it with. You need to find a context to do it with. And the organization is your context, one that helps you take your own personal mission and your own personal agendas forward. Something that gives you a context, a playground to play in, to work in, where you are working in line with what you anyway wanted to do. So the organization is actually supporting you, it is working for you, and the salary that it gives you is an additional add-on. See how this idea works for you, and I would love to hear back from you about this whole approach of actually allowing the organization to work for you. Thank you.